And here we go, guys. Welcome back to JJZ Starcraft. We have a little bit of a change up today. We're going to do 2 pros for the first time. We thank you, Artosis, for the little bit of a deep dive on there to start the channel out. In the top right corner, we have the aggressive Zerg player, ZeLot. He met up with the Protoss player, Bonyth, a few days ago on the ladder. So we're going to get hopefully a good match here between these 2 pros. As we get going here, guys, I just want to thank you for joining me on another great day to cast some StarCraft. This is probably one of my weaker matchups as far as knowledge base goes, Protoss vs Zerg, but it's also ironically one of my favorite matchups to watch. So, hoping for a great game here, and thank you very much for joining me yet again as we continue to dive into StarCraft Brood War after a 25-year hiatus. It has been a lot of fun, and I'm just grateful to be able to have the time to spend here with you and watching these games, enjoying life, and living it to its fullest on this winter break right now. Here we are getting going. We have an Overlord into spawning pool, and looks like just a gateway out front first. Protoss going to make a bit of a wall up here, and I imagine expand, and Zerg will likely take his second base as he drones up. I'm going to take a moment here to jump back into something we did a few games ago. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Zergling. I'm trying to learn about these units and memorize some of these statistics. I think it's helpful for all of us to go over it once in a while. So the Zergling is, of course, one of the best units in the game, especially as it upgrades into the later game, mostly because it's cheap, it's fast, and you can get a lot of them quickly. So the Zergling is a small unit. It only takes up a supply of 0.5, so 2 Zerglings is 1 supply. This is part of the reason Zerg is able to manage games with less supply generally than Protoss and Terran and stay competitive, stay in the game. They cost 25 minerals each. Of course, you can only buy them in sets of 2, so you have to spawn 2 at a time for 50 minerals. They don't cost any gas, and they have a 0 base armor. Their hit points are 35. Their ground attack does 5 damage, and of course they can't attack air. If you're watching this, you probably know that. Looks like we're going to get ZeLot into a quick 3rd hatch here expand, so kind of cool to see. He is one of the more aggressive Zerg players near the top, so Bonyth making a couple ZeLots. He does have a probe that ran into some Zerglings. He's going to try and save him. I think he will. The cooldown on the attack for Zerglings starts at 6. If you get the adrenal gland upgrade later in the game with the hive, the cooldown starts at 8 and it goes down to 6. So they attack about, what is that, about 20-25% faster. And their range, they are a melee unit, so they have a range of 1. Their attack modification, which is just their upgrades, their attack goes up by 1 per upgrade, so they can go from 5 to 8, which does again in late game make a huge difference when they're attacking faster and in large numbers. They have a sight of 5, so that's a pretty low sight visibility. It's the same as Scourge. I think really there's only a couple things that are less, like eggs, larvae, or maybe spider mines. They are a biological unit, of course, and they take 18 seconds to hatch, to make. So that's a little bit about the Zergling, guys. Hopefully we can retain some of that info as we continue to cast these games. Let's see where we're at here. Protoss just setting up their second Nexus is almost done, actually, so he's going to have a nice quick expand with the Cybernetics core at the front. Interesting, you often see a Forge go up at the front with a gateway here. He's going to put his Cybernetics core. Does he have a Forge? It's on the way, but choosing to put that in his base. I like that in that it's always frustrating if you're a Protoss player and there's a Hydra bust and it takes out the Forge at the front of your base. The timing of that is always really close to that +1 attack finishing. When Zerg slows down that +1 attack, it's got to be really frustrating as a Protoss player. And we do have ZeLot going for what looks like no lair and a quick Hydra bust. 3 hatch Hydra bust into 3 bases, and he is getting Hydra speed first. Of course, that's pretty normal. You need to get across the map quickly, and you want your units as mobile as possible. Mobility is key in StarCraft. So I expect we will see a Stargate, okay, into probably a Citadel soon to get those Zealot legs going. No upgrade on speed yet. He does have +1 going, and 1 cannon so far. So how many Hydras do we have out? 2 so far, 3 more making. He's got a few Zerglings at the front. And you can see Zealot here just droning up a little bit as well. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not droning up. He's at 22. That's where he's going to stay, I think, while he pushes out these Hydras and moves across to try and take down that front wall and possibly even bust this entire base. So that's what he's going to be going for as he moves across the map here with his army. Speed has finished, and we are on our way to Hydra range. Evolve Grooved Spines. That increases the range. So he does see the Zealots coming in here, and we're going to change courses and deal with these 4 Zealots, which the Zerg army is going to take down. Although they are doing a really good job battling here. All low health, though. So Zealot going to try and clean this up and then get his army down to the front of the base here. Corsair is out, and he's going to get 1 Overlord, fly away to the safety of his base. A couple more cannons coming up for Bonyth. I like to see that. He's got to try and hold this bust as we see a lair starting at the 6-minute and 10-second mark, roughly. No. Okay, we're going to see Gateway Man here, so he's going to get 3 more additional gateways. We have the Citadel up, and speed is coming. That speed upgrade is so important for these Zealots to get on top of the Hydras. As he does have range finished, and he's sitting on this gateway. This Overlord must have been rallied in there, so he's going to lose that to cannons. That actually hurts. He gets away with it, doesn't supply block him, but never fun to lose those. And we do have an evolution chamber coming up finally here. We'll get those out. I'm curious if he goes with the spines upgrade or the melee upgrade, and what we might see here if we do get into a longer game, which I don't think he can quite bust here. He's got 3 Zealots and only 8 Hydras with 5 cannons, so those Hydras definitely can't bust. He's going to try and get an angle to hit this Cybernetics core. I think he can, yeah, with at least 2 Hydras, I think. Maybe even 3 if he brings another one over here. And try not to get hit by the cannons, but he might just leave it at 2. We'll see if the Zealots push out to try and stop that from being a little bit annoying to have to remake that. We have a second gas coming for Protoss, 3 base up, third gas, second and third gas coming for the Zerg player. Any Spire yet? Doesn't look like it. Lurker upgrade, and we are going to get the missile upgrade for the Hydras and the Lurkers. So the Zealots do come out here, push these Hydras back before he gets the core, which is nice to see. Good move by Bonyth. Speed has finished for the Zealots, the speed upgrade, and we have a Templar Archive on the way with +1 armor. So we're at +1 attack for the Protoss army, and we don't have an upgrade finishing quite yet, but we do have one on the way. Sunken being made in this 3rd base, and I think he's going to hold this no problem. A nice Sim City here by Zealot. He does a good job with this. These Hydras are going to block with the sunken hits. It's a lot of Zealots, but I think that Zerg is going to push this, hold this ultimately. He'll send some more units down if he needs to. Gets on top of that sunken, and he is going to get all these Hydras in the sunken, so actually a decent amount of damage here by Zealot. He's doing a better job than I thought he would with this push. Those +1 Zealots with legs are pretty tough at the early game, so he does get a few drones there as well, and the Hydras are going to clean up the rest of them. He's got 4 more to send in, but probably wise to retreat there as the Hydra number grows to about 10. And he's just going to sit them outside the main, or is he going to push up into here and see if he can find some more damage as he circles around? So there is a sunk in there. He's just going to go for some drones. I don't mind this. It hurts Zerg a lot. Take these early drones, make them remake them. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones, 6 drones. So actually really well done there. Really nice play by Zealot, or by Bonyth to shift from this 3rd into his natural and take down those drones. We have a robo facility coming up and more gateways, guys. We're going to see a nice macro game here, it looks like, as we get into it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways. That's great. And Zerg now he's got 5 hatcheries as well, so as they both start to macro up, we've got a supply. We've got Zealot at 61. He's a little bit supply blocked right now, as maybe that Corsair was getting a little more damage done, but I don't see it. 60 to 68 supply, so a nice close game here. Hydra's moving down to the front of the base. Gonna sit outside. Where did that Corsair go? Did he lose it? Or am I just missing it? No, here's one. That one looks like it just came out though. Okay, so he's tucking him here behind the mineral line. I don't think we have a Spire up yet. I don't see it. I don't think I missed it. So we're still sitting on Hydras and Lurkers. We have a Lurker morphed here and 3 more coming with about a dozen Hydras. So a nice little force. We do have, I believe, Psystorm must be finished, and 2 Templars here. We've got 1, 2 Storms with 3 storms. So and 5, 4. Oh, there's another one. 4 storms with 5, 6 coming up shortly. So he shouldn't have an issue with this army with all those storms, and I don't think he's going to be able to pick these off. So if Zealot does decide to move in, I don't think it's going to go well for him. He does get a good lurker spread here though, so just looking for a contain. I don't think he's actually looking to crack this base as of right now. Going to put a couple storms down on those lurkers. I like that, and he's going to push this back. He's going to get all 4 lurkers there with 2 really nice storms to get them. Basically gets those for free. We've got 8 more lurkers coming up and morphing as we see more Hydras siphoning down to the front of the Protoss base. So Bonyth going to push out again here. This is nothing wrong with this. He's got the Observer up. It's a good spread, but it's just not enough. Those lurkers have no support, and they're just going to all get killed by Bonyth's army, who is just a little bit better coordinated in this moment. So we do have a drop coming. He's got Overlord speed and drops. It looks like he's loading up, and he's going to go right into the Protoss base. I think he's going to catch this army out of position. We'll see how much he can get done here. He's got only the 1 cannon to defend his mineral line. I think this is going to do some damage at least. He's coming around. See, it's all Hydras and Lurkers. This is going to hurt. He's getting the probes out quickly. So minimal probes lost, but we'll see if he can get the Nexus. Oh yeah, it's going down. Absolutely, he does have a successful Nexus drop. Kills that Nexus. He's going to continue to do damage in here. He needs a Templar in here to get some storms down. But it looks like Bonyth is going to move across the map for a counterattack and try to just clean this up slowly with the units he produces out of the gateways and the ones he left behind. So we'll keep an eye on this, but we're going to watch this, how this he's able to coordinate this counterattack. There's a lot of Hydras up here, a couple Lurkers. Bonyth, it's a decent army. He's got 2 Templars, I believe, and he's going to have a couple storms on one and 1 storm on the other one. So we've got 2 more storms left, 3 storms left, sorry, as he pushes towards the natural. Zealot going to push the Hydras from the 3rd back and try to surround here. He's going to get a good surround with the Hydras. Going to need to nail these storms. That's a good one there. Second one misses a little bit. Oh, he gets a really nice storm up here. That's a beautiful storm. So he is going to have a nice trade there with the Zerg army, and I like the trade for Protoss there. So Bonyth did a good job. He did clean the rest of this up in his main. We'll see if he remakes his Nexus here, if there's enough minerals to justify. I would say there probably is. And we'll see if he does that, though. And he's going to have to probably look for another base, which he has taken a 3rd while that was happening. So very good move there after the drop. He must have taken that right away. And Zerg is moving top left as well for his 4th base. So we've got lots of action here. This is a good game. Bonyth takes the center of the map with Hydras circling it down to the south on the right. And Bonyth makes an Archon and pushing towards that 3rd base again, it looks like. Zealot going to check this as a possible 3rd base for Bonyth. I don't know if he actually knows about this Nexus. Zealot's going to get caught here by the Hydras coming across. Reinforcements for his main army in the center. Protoss kind of just wandering the map with his big army. He's going to come down and try and clean these Hydras up. Zealot very aware of this and moves them away. Going to get a free Corsair here if he's paying attention. Nope, Corsair escapes. And we've got more Lurkers and Hydras moving down the left side of the map. So Zerg very mobile. This 4th base does start up here, and we get a drone going. So He's watching it and he's on it. Let's see if he sends any drones down that way. He's still only at 33 drones, so he's not exactly droning super hard yet, and no indication of hive technology. Just kind of checking for bases. Looks like we're going to get another drop here from Zealot along the... Oh, this is going to be a good base to drop if he can make a little stop in there rather than go all the way to the main. Although Zealot, or Bonyth, does see it and he moves his army to save the space. I like that. I think I'm happier as Bonyth for him to drop this in the main. You do have enough here at home with these two Templars as long as they have a couple storms each. He's going to have 2 storms, I think. So not a bad one there. And will the Zealots be enough to clean the rest up? And it's going to be close. He's going to morph an Archon and deal with the rest with units that pop out of his gateway. Some great storms up here on the 3rd base as Zealot tries to do 2 attacks at once. Got a lot of Hydras in that storm. And this army, Bonyth's doing a really good job keeping this army alive and roaming and active. Even though he's handling these drops, he's going to lose a gateway, but that's not the end of the world. There's really only a handful of Hydralisks left in the base with 1 lurker. So he will be able to clean this up, and really he's more concerned here. Nice storm again. Bonyth nailing the storms here, getting lots of value from those High Templars. More Overlords coming down. Are we going to see another potential drop? He's going to fly these right into the Dragoons. I think he is. He's going to lose a few Overlords, but I don't think it's going to supply block him. Only lost 1 there. He's still dealing with this lurker. Kind of a pain. 2 lurkers. Kind of a pain in the butt, but he is going to get that one taken care of, and these 2 should be able to clean this guy up. Overlord staying right here, kind of hiding off to the side. And let's see what we have. Another macro hatch going up in this 4th base for Zealot. I still don't see a Queen's Nest. And we're still running... Okay, he did drone up there while he attacked. I like that move. And we only have 30 probes from... Did I miss anything down here? I don't think so. 30 probes left, so 2 base, 30 probe. That is low. We would like to see Bonyth get that up at this stage of the game. We have a big engage here in the center of the map, towards the center. And it just looks like Zealot is making too many Hydras. And with 4 base to 2 base without mining this main... Oh, he did rebuild the Nexus. And he's only got minimal saturation on there, though. Not a lot of minerals left anyways. Just constant pressure from Zealot between the drops and the frontal attacks. Even though Bonyth got good value from some of those storms, it just seems like Zealot is able to overrun with his aggression. So we'll see how this shapes up. Bonyth is going to probably hold with more army reinforcements coming, and I don't see anything else marching across the map. He's just going to back those Hydras out. A couple cannons go down on the 3rd base for Bonyth. And we do have more Hydras coming now from both the natural and the 3rd base. Again, just a lot to deal with. Where are we upgrade-wise? Let's take a look. We've got 2-1 upgrades, so great upgrades by the Zerg player, and 1-2 armor upgrade with the Protoss. So fairly even there, and a ton of lurkers morphing, just about to hatch. There's just not enough Protoss units here, I think, to deal with this as these lurkers pop out. And we're going to need to see more value from Size Storms. Here comes a couple more High Templars. They're not quite ready with Storm yet. They must have just popped out of gateways. He's going to be there momentarily, though. So see if we're going to go for another drop, or if he's just going to try and hit this base again full frontal. A lot of Zerg units coming. Supply-wise, we've now got 120 supply to 84, 120 being for Zealot, the Zerg player, which is never a good sign if you're Protoss. Still not really adding to his probes. We're at 34 probes to 47 drones, 4 base to 3, looking like just coverage here with an Overlord. I wonder if we'll see Zealot take a 5th base shortly, another drop incoming to the main base. And this one is going to be tough to deal with. I don't know if Bonyth is going to have enough to cover both the frontal attack that's coming in conjunction with the drop on his gateways. Here we go. This could be it. He engages all these Hydras. He's going to get on top of these gateways, and he's going to lose several gateways here. A High Templar coming with 1 storm. That's not going to do it. He's got 3 down here, though, so Okay, a Reaver pops, good timing. That will definitely help clear, but these Hydras are going to appear to be too much for this third base. And I don't think Bonyth can continue without this third base mining. He is going to be mined out here shortly. This base is all but dead. He's going to have no units producing. Zealot looking like he is going to take this game as he takes the upper portion of the map. Yeah, just essentially relentless pressure from the Zerg player. Didn't even get up to Hive, did he? He didn't even make a Queen's Nest. No, he's just totally content to pressure with Hydras and Lurkers, upgrade them, and it was relentless between the drops and the frontal attacks. So really nice job here by Zealot. I'm not sure why Bonyth is still in this game. There's nothing left for him here. He does get off another storm, a couple more storms, but it's not going to make a difference. He could basically attack, move, and wipe the rest of the buildings off the map for Protoss. So yeah, he's staying in the game. I guess he does have 2 Reavers. Maybe he thinks the Reavers are going to make a difference here. He's got to know, though, that, well, he does see this base hasn't been taken, and he doesn't know about this one, I don't believe. But really, I don't know what Bonyth thinks is going to change here. I wonder if Zealot's wondering the same thing, like, what are we still doing here? As he spreads his Hydras surrounding the low ground. And yeah, he's just gonna attack, move down. He's gonna get these Reavers without a problem. Archon is not going to fight well against all these Hydras. And that's it. We see the good game. Yeah, great macro game by Zealot. He just Hydra'd up and put the pressure on, upgraded them. And you won't see many more aggressive Zergs than Zealot. So he played that quite well. I liked the way Bonyth played early on the game, moving his army around and trying to control the map, but it just proved to be too much with the relentless Hydra drops and pressure. Thank you guys for joining me on this cast. I will see you on the next one.